Growing blueberries in large pots is a great way to start growing fruit right in your backyard, even if you don't have lots of land for, say, a garden or even an orchard. Today we are going to dive into some of the requirements and some tips and tricks for growing blueberries right in your backyard so that you can harvest hundreds of blueberries each year. Blueberries were actually the first fruit that we started growing in our backyard. We bought 2 blueberry bushes from a local home improvement store, and we planted them in pots because we weren't sure where we wanted them to be in the end. Today I'm going to show you how we did this and give you some tips and tricks on how you can grow blueberries in pots right in your backyard. Before we jump into the specifics of growing blueberries, let's talk about some of the benefits of growing blueberries in pots. One of the biggest benefits, and the seller for us, was in a pot they are easy to move. We weren't sure what we wanted, where we wanted these blueberries to live forever, so we opted for a pot so that we could move them if need be. Blueberries are also loved not only by humans but by animals, and putting them in pots makes it easier to deter the deer and the rabbits and the birds even from eating them. And by putting them in pots, you can make sure that you are creating the ideal conditions for growing your blueberries. And one more. Growing blueberries in pots makes it easier to keep them weed-free and grass-free. So growing them in pots is ideal if you are just starting growing blueberries, and even if you have already grown some, grow some in pots. I think you'll be surprised at what you can do. If we haven't met before, I am Deanne from Hummingbird Acres, and this is our place to share our homesteading adventures with you guys. Gardening, from scratch cooking, and natural living, and just pure family fun. We are so excited that you guys are here today. Please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be notified the next time I upload a new video. Let's first start by talking about the container for your blueberries. Blueberries don't necessarily grow deep, they more grow wide. So when you're picking a container for your blueberries, you want it to be at least 20 inches wide. This one right here is a good example of one that is 20 inches wide and about 2 feet deep. This will allow your blueberries to spread out when they're growing. When it comes to picking a variety of blueberry plant to grow in your backyard, you really want to think about what zone you live in and what blueberry bushes are going to grow best in your zone. If you are unsure, do a quick Google search or visit your local nursery, and they should be able to help you. We bought these blueberry bushes at one of our local nurseries, so we know that they will grow in our zone. Because you are growing in pots, you do have a little bit of flexibility because you can move your bushes to be in the ideal conditions if need be. When picking blueberry bushes, you want to make sure that you pick 2 different varieties. That way they can cross-pollinate and you will get a larger harvest of blueberries. Blueberries need full sun, and that means they need 6 or more hours of sunlight each day. And they prefer their soil to be slightly acidic, but also high in nutrients and well draining. So we recommend a mixture of half peat moss and half potting soil when you are filling your container for your blueberry bushes. Start by mixing your peat moss and your potting soil in a wheelbarrow so you can get it thoroughly mixed, and then add it to your container or your pot. Then you want to plant your blueberry bush at the same depth as it came to you in the container, in the pot from the nursery. And once you get it in there, make sure you water it in really well, add more soil if need be, and get it nice and tucked in. Then you want to mulch it with 1 to 2 inches of mulch to cut down on the weeds and also help it to retain water. Because blueberry bushes need slightly acidic soil, you want to make sure that at least once a year you are testing the pH of your soil, and if it is not within the 6 to 7 range or lower, then you want to add some soil acidifier. And I have linked some below for you if you are not sure what to use. Once you get all of that done, put your blueberry bush in a nice sunny spot and let it grow. Blueberry bushes are considered a long-lived plant. They can live up to 30 years. They're considered mature at 5 years old. Those first couple years, you might only get a couple of handfuls of blueberries at a time, but after that 5th year, when they are considered mature, you can expect to get pints and pints of blueberries each year, as long as you are maintaining the soil acidity, you are making sure it has enough nutrients in its soil, and you're making sure that it gets enough sun each day. Another way to make sure that your blueberry bush is healthy and so that you can yield the largest amount of blueberries possible is cutting off the woody canes each year to promote new growth. No berries are going to grow on the old woody canes, so go ahead and cut them off so that you can encourage new growth and get a bigger harvest. Because we are growing these blueberries in pots, we have to take a couple extra precautions when it comes to wintering the blueberries. Blueberries do not like to have their roots completely frozen. So a way to avoid this is to make sure that your pots drain really well so that there is no standing water in your pots. And you can also consider moving them to a warmer location inside of an unheated garage or just maybe up next to a building so that you can keep them a little bit warm and their roots do not freeze. If you do move them to an unheated garage, make sure that you water them periodically so they don't dry out. If you are growing blueberries this year, please let us know in the comments below. We would love to see what you're growing. If you found this video helpful, please make sure that you like it. And if you want to see more of our homesteading adventures, make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be notified the next time I upload a new video. Thanks for visiting the farmhouse, and we'll see you guys soon.